Thank you to the people who've bought training, and thank you to the people who are about to buy training. And shout out to the Nerd Tribe. I was doing some thinking this weekend. The average person is screwed in the real economy. Now, what do I mean by that? For the last 2 years, coming into 2020, 21, we had what I call the stimulus economy. We had enhanced unemployment, we had direct payments, we had a lot of government money in the system. And this fueled a lot of economies, this fueled a lot of industries. And now we're at a place where we're dealing with real marketplace forces, where the average person has to use the money that they generate. But we've got something kind of strange going on. There are a ton of jobs available. Unemployment is historically low. But let's examine these jobs that are available. DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, restaurants, grocery stores. The majority of the jobs that are available and the majority of the jobs that are created are low income jobs. You need, for certain zip codes, like there are places in America where you can get a house for $150,000, $200,000, $250,000 a year. However, in the more progressive zip codes, $100,000 a year is not enough of a qualifying income to buy a home. I want you to think about that. Yes, we have a real estate correction and home prices, like literally, it's a hobby of mine where I go on Zillow every day and I look at a few market sectors because, this is my real estate zip codes. I'm just checking it out and I'm seeing a lot of price cuts of houses. Like, let me go ahead. Here's a sidebar. There was someone who bought a house for $415,000 in 2018. And apparently they renovated it and then they tried to sell it for $1.8 million. Didn't happen. You want to know why? The houses that surround this $1.8 million project are between $500,000 and $700,000. So the comps are not there. So it's going to be hard for them to actually get someone to buy that house unless they're dealing with a cash buyer. And a cash buyer is not going to buy a $1.8 million home in a regular neighborhood. Now, where am I going with this? Right now, we have two groups of people who are dealing in this real economy. We have the people who have left the stimulus economy, which pushed up real estate prices, which pushed up car prices, which created this state of inflation. And we have people who kind of have a hangover. These are real estate investors. There's a ton of real estate investors who are not exactly letting go of their expectations that were created in the stimulus economy. And this is what I mean, that the average person is screwed in the real economy, because you have people, there's a guy, Lucky Lopez, he has a YouTube channel talking about cars. Right now, car prices are crashing. Car prices are just hitting the ground. Yet you have dealers who bought these cars at these overinflated car prices who do not want to lower their prices. So on one side, we have real estate investors, we have car dealerships, we have other people who have pricing that was created in the stimulus economy, and now we're in the real economy and they're having trouble accepting that. And here's the thing, you think it's bad now. Wait until 2023. In 2023, the economy is going to get worse. It's going to get worse. And this is why the average person, because here's another thing. If you remember, I was encouraging people to go ahead, get additional training, take, this time to upgrade their skills, and many people did not do that. So what's going to happen as we get into the real economy. Once again, we have people who still have the stimulus economy hangover. And this is on both sides. This is investors, this is companies, this is people in the real estate market, this is people in cars. Now, in 2023, everyone is going to have a come to Jesus moment where, just like, if you didn't know, I know someone who ended up homeless because of decisions she made 2 years ago. And what's going to happen right now? I had some people offer me some money for some cars about a year ago. At the moment, I'm kind of wishing I had taken it because I didn't understand where we were going. I didn't know where we were going. But now, just like, whatever someone comes up with a decent offer for one of these cars I have, I'm taking it, I'm letting the car go, and I'm moving on because I've had my come to Jesus moment. Just like this person that I didn't know her 2 years ago. I didn't know her when she made the decision to quit her job, to liquidate her 401k before she was 59. She's 42. So she quit her job. She liquidated her 401k. She was living life, enjoying herself, and she ran out of money. And not only did she run out of money, because she liquidated her 401k early, she has a heavy tax bill. And then, once again, she got in a situation where she met this dude, got married to this dude, met him in August, got married in August, and unfortunately, he's abusing her. So here is where this is a very tragic situation. It's a bad situation, but this is something that is going to befall many people who are moving from the stimulus economy to the real economy. The stimulus economy was good times, it was cake, it was cookies, it was punch. It's a good time. Now we're moving toward the real economy. We're moving toward a period where folks are going, and once again, the layoffs that are happening in Silicon Valley. Do you understand that Silicon Valley hasn't had layoffs in 20 years? Silicon Valley is prepping for the real economy. Amazon's laying off. Carvana's laying off. Redfin's laying off. Twitter is laying off. Tesla's laying off. And this is just the beginning as we move towards the real economy. And now, what is the real economy? And there are many Americans who have been dealing with the real economy. Your checking account has $2,500 in it. And once you spend that $2,500, you don't have any more money. That's the real economy. And in the stimulus economy, you didn't have to pay your rent, you didn't have to pay your mortgage, you didn't have to pay your car payments, and you didn't have to pay your credit cards. So people, and this is one of my favorite expressions, luxuries, once tasted, become necessities. So people became addicted to the stimulus economy. This is why you see so many people starting Turo businesses. This is why you see so many people in the Airbnb business. This is why you see so many people flooding to these segments in the marketplace. I was watching a video of a couple that both quit their jobs to become Airbnb short-term millionaires. And they talked about how much money they're making and how they're doing. And they were pretty honest. It's like, no, we do not have $1 million in the bank, but they got into the Airbnb space during the stimulus economy. And we know what happened to real estate prices. So with real estate literally exploding, they have enough equity in their short-term rental properties to create a net worth of $1 million. Now, 2023, enter the real economy. You're going to see a lot of these people who became real estate millionaires. They're going to lose some of their net worth. We've seen what's happened in the stock market. We've seen what has happened in the crypto market. We have seen what's happening because in 2023, going back to that example, you're a regular person. You've got $2,500 in the bank. Once you spend that $2,500, you don't have any more money. You're living and operating in the real economy. And what's going to happen is a lot of people, credit card debt has skyrocketed. So what people who were addicted to this stimulus economy, they're now using credit cards. At the moment, there is no credit crunch. You can get a mortgage if you have good credit. You can get credit cards. You can get a car loan. You can get lines of credit. 2023, that's going to change. Just like we saw how the interest rates at the beginning of 2022 were still relatively cheap, and we've literally seen these interest rates double plus, and they're continuing to go up. So we're going to see a movement in the marketplace where people are going to start getting their credit cards shut off, because these credit cards, because once again, this is the season. We're entering in the season where the average American is about to be screwed, because the average American doesn't understand the system. And the system isn't dramatically complicated. It's not. But during the years of the stimulus economy, people got addicted to an easier life. They got addicted to being able to live without having to work. They got addicted to working from home. And don't even get like Elon Musk and many people. Here's what's happening. I was watching this YouTube channel of a guy in the tech space. And to his credit, this guy in the tech space got 2 full-time jobs. So he was spending 3 to 4 hours on one job and 3 to 4 hours on the other job. Make no mistake that this guy was actually working like 100 hours a week. No. What they would do, because essentially this is one of the reasons that a lot of people who understand the productivity issues of remote work. Are there remote workers who are extremely productive, who show up and put the time in and get their projects done? Absolutely. I, in many regards, am a remote worker, except I work for myself. And if I don't do certain things, money doesn't come in. So it is incumbent upon me to make things happen. But I was watching this channel, this guy, and he had 2 full-time tech jobs. And the guy, he's making YouTube videos. I want you to understand. He's got 2 full-time jobs, and he's got enough time to make YouTube videos, which tells me he's not working 100 hours a week because he's got all his free time. He has all his time to do this. And once again, to his credit, when he had these 2 full-time tech jobs, he paid off both of his cars. He paid off his car. He paid off his wife's car. They got rid of credit card debt, and they just really did a good job of firming up the family finances. This person was not the average American. Even though he didn't work 100 hours a week, he actually did more. And this is the thing that so many people don't understand. As we move into 2023, as we move into a state where the real economy is showing its ugly head, the average American doesn't understand, doesn't have a basis that they need to do what this tech worker did, except if you don't have tech skills. And once again, tech is a totally different world. But if you don't have tech skills, you got to go out and get you another hard job. What's a hard job? Uber, Lyft. You got to put in hours to make money. If you want to make an additional $300-400 a week doing Lyft or Uber, you're going to have to work 18 to 25 hours. Unlike tech, once again, you can get a tech job, and if you set it up correctly, you can get you 2 full-time tech jobs and get you 2 6-figure incomes. You could do that if you're in tech. But in 2023, what happened to this person that I know that ended up homeless, it's going to start happening to a lot of people. Because remember, you only have $2,500 in a checking account. And once that's gone, and the credit card companies, like, one of the things that I've noticed is credit card companies. I've got a credit card that I haven't used, but it has an annual fee. And actually, I'm going to cancel that credit card today. And on my credit report, it reported dormant card being used. So understand that the credit reporting is getting more pinpoint. Literally, if you go ahead and max out 2 or 3 of your credit cards, let's say you have 10 credit cards and you max out 3 of them. Let's say you've got 10 credit cards, $10,000 limit on each, $100,000 credit exposure, and you get into $30,000 worth of debt on 3 credit cards, you will probably be in the situation where your other credit card issuers are going to see that you're carrying $30,000 worth of debt, and they're probably going to cut your limits or just cancel your credit cards. This is something that is going to happen quite a bit in 2023. You heard it here first. As we move into the real economy, the average American is screwed. Now, if you want to be beyond the average American, direct yourself to the corporate game. This is my other YouTube channel that talks about starting businesses and putting businesses together so you can actually learn how to survive, not just survive, but thrive in 2023, in 2024, in 2025. So you can begin to play the game the way the game needs to be played.